Okay, and now here we go for question 8, some old school algebra. Okay, so when you solve algebra, you are solving for the unknown. And if you see the letters and it makes you crazy, just think of it in letters like a question mark. So something, something, take away 3 equals 4. Okay, and you can all solve that without algebra, but I'm going to show you how to solve it with algebra here. Okay, sorry, let me move this down and we'll see what we can do here. Now I've messed it all up. Okay. So x take away 3 equals 4. So whatever you do on one side in algebra, you want to do the opposite on the remaining side. Okay, so if you want to take away 3 on one side, you want to move it across the equal sign and add 3 on the other side. So if we have x equals 4, and since we're taking away 3 on one side, we want to add 3 on the other side. 4 plus 3, okay, so 4 plus 3 we all know is 7. Okay, and then so that's your answer right there. It's simple as that. So we end up with x equals 7, and does 7 take away 3 equal 4? Yes, it does. You've got the right answer. Okay, when you see something like this that's got a bigger set of numbers in it, or actually not a bigger set of numbers, but just more numbers, you want to move things away from your variable step by step. So if we're going to add 5 over here, we're going to subtract 5 on the other side. So we're going to leave the 2x where it is. Okay, we're going to leave this negative 7 where it is, and we're just going to subtract 5 on this side. Okay, so we're going to end up with 2x equals, and negative 7 take away 5. You can use that on your calculator, or you can do it in your head, end up with negative 12. Okay, now we have 2x. Remember, when a letter is right beside a number, it always means multiply. And the opposite of multiply is divide. So if we're going to times by 2 on one side, we're going to divide by 2 on the other. Negative 12 divided by 2. So the slash is going to mean divided. Okay, and negative 12 divided by 2. Always remember when you have a negative number divided by a positive number, the answer will be negative. Okay, is negative 6. So yeah, negative divided by negative is positive. Positive divided by positive, positive. But if you have two different signs, so a positive divided by a negative, answer will always be negative. Answer here is negative 6. And if you want to double check if you're right, you can put this negative 6 back up into your equation and solve it and see if both sides are equal. So is 2 times negative 6, that would be negative 12, plus 5. Is negative 12 plus 5 negative 7? Yes, it is. So we've solved that problem just fine. Okay, so now we're going to go on to C, and we'll solve C in the same way. So we end up with 4 equals 3 times something plus 1. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to get that plus 1 and move it away from the variable. We want to get this x by itself at the end, right? Because we want to end up with an answer that says x equals something. So the first step is get the 1 away from there. So if we're going to add 1 on the one side, we're going to subtract 1 on the other. So 4 take away 1 is equal to 3x. Okay, 4 take away 1 is 3 equals 3x. Okay, and so if we're going to, these two together, remember when a letter is beside a number, that means times. So if we're timesing on one side, we're going to divide on the other. 3 divided by 3 is going to be equal to x, and 1 is going to equal x. Okay, and if you sub that back into the initial equation, does 3 times 1, which is 3 plus 1 equal 4? Yes, it does. We've solved it. Okay, now we're getting a little trickier, but nothing we can't handle. So 2x plus 7 equals 6x minus 1. Okay, so the first thing you want to do here is collect the like terms, just like we were doing in question 7. Okay, so you've got 2x on one side and 6x on the other. So you want to get them both to the same side of the equal signs. Remember, anytime you move something across the equal sign, you have to change its positive and negative value. So here we got 2x, and we're going to subtract 6x because we're going to move that 6x over. Okay, on the other side, we have a negative 1. And since we have plus 7 on this side, we're going to move it over. It's going to become negative 7. Okay, and we're going to do that. So 2x take away 6x. So 2 take away 6, negative 4x. Okay, and negative 1 take away 7 is negative 8. Okay, now we're back to where we were in the earlier questions. A letter beside a number. Okay, and those two are times on this side. We're going to divide on the other. So we're going to end up with 8 equals Negative 8 divide negative 4. Okay, x equals 2. And we've solved that one. Okay, and now 8e is kind of putting a whole bunch of different skills to use in one foul swoop here. So we need to use the distributive property, and we need to use the distributive property and collecting like terms. So I'm going to show you this one, but I'm going to leave E out. I'm going to show you how to do F here because F is very similar. So E you can skip. That's a lot of skills to review all in one swoop. So here we just want to get all the terms on the same side. So I'm going to keep the X's on the left and the whole numbers on the right. It doesn't matter which side you pick though. So we got negative 3x, and we're going to move the 2x over. It was positive on this side. Move it over. It becomes subtract 2x. Okay, sorry, this thing keeps popping up here. Okay, and now we got negative 16. Okay, negative 16, subtract 4. Okay, so negative 3 take away 2, negative 5x. And negative 16 take away 4 is negative 20. Okay, now we want to move the negative 5 over, so since it times on one side, divide on the other. Negative 20 divided by negative 5. We end up with x equals 4. Okay, so there's question 8 all done for you.